And what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ferg here with
Ferg.
Wait, what? But I'm Ferg.
For exception today.
For exception. Oh, hey guys, this is young Ferg, little Ferg, my younger brother. We won't use his street name, so we'll just call him. We won't make any cuts. But coming at you with a profile. He went to locals this last weekend, got 5th out of
20.
Out of 20.
Better than expected.
Really unexpected. This deck that we're going to profile, he's been playing since its support came out in Battles of Legend.
No, way longer than that. About 6 years.
Yeah, and Battles of Legend Light Revenge. That's what I was going to say.
This is a bit newer than that. I played this way before that. Played about 2 years before that.
Yeah, that's when Zaphion and all that came out, though, was Light's Revenge.
It was Sandaean, Michian, Rathian, and Raphion.
Was it?
Which I don't play Rathian or Raphion currently.
Oh. But anyway, as you guys can tell, if you don't know what those names are, it's Time Lords. He kind of looks like a guy that would play some weird stuff like that.
I didn't drop $1,000 in this 2 years ago, and you can't prove it. Because it was 3 years ago.
Our parents would be disappointed in us. Oh, what? There already are. But anyway, Time Lords, 5th. What was your record?
3-2. Didn't get any draws because this deck is not that slow.
Uh-huh. What were your matchups?
The ones that I lost to, which matters, was Drytron FTK and Marincess. Marincess is just a pain in the ass. Yeah, no. But
I can confirm. Marincess is great.
I beat... what is it? Despia. I beat Darkwold, and I beat a weird Crusadia. That's what it was.
Somebody was playing Crusadia?
Somebody was playing Crusadia.
So, 3-2, really positive. I know usually when you play here, you played it so much against us that we pretty much just know the ins and outs of it.
This deck isn't even finished anymore. I've got changes that are going to be made.
But without further ado, guys, I think we just scoot on into this.
Yes. All right. So, here's the main deck. Naturally, playing Time Lords, gotta have all 3 Time Maidens. Just searches, summons for free, puts you forward on material. It's important. Right now, I've got 2 Elysians and a Metaion, which the first change is going to be, this is going to be another Elysian. He's practically useless this format. In Elysian, you have to push damage where you can. This is the best card for it. Also, shuffling back to graveyard can have a little impact in a lot of matchups.
Especially with it being a time-based format, and any damage helps.
Yep. I play 1 Michian. I used to play 3, but he's actually just, he can't push actual damage because he can't close a game. Kamian, because he's searchable and can't be responded to. He shuffles back a deck at the end of battle phase if he battles, burns the opponent 500. Annoying. Zaphion, mostly so I can search it up turn 1 and let it sit and play in case it gets sent to graveyard to draw a card. But it can shuffle back row, which is impactful when it needs to be. Those are all my 0 attack Time Lords. And then, of course, I run 3 Sandaean, the one that can't be searched by anything. He puts damage out. He can't do damage by battle, but does still burn 2k, and he can remove monsters by just simply hitting them really hard. Of course, it's bad if the opponent has no monsters, because because only the opponent can control a monster for me to normal summon it without tributing. But on to Kaijus, I got 3 Jizukiru. If you're not playing 3 Jizukiru, you're playing Time Lords wrong, because this is how you get into your extra deck.
Oh, we starting fights today.
100%.
Ah, bet.
And then, of course, you need another Kaiju to be able to do anything. So this one, because it has the lowest attack, so you can smack over it with things, deal more damage with Jizukiru and hit over it. That's the entire idea.
Man, I really wish you would have played a cash player.
So do I. So do I. And then, of course, your combo piece, if you're not playing 3 of these in Time Lords, you're playing it wrong, because this gets you to your extra deck. Then naturally you overlay for this guy, blow up the Gamma Seal you gave them, and then you overlay for this guy. That's 7k damage right there.
Huh, looks tanky.
Does look tanky. But moving on, This card gets ashed, you kind of just, it hurts. 1 Duster, 3 Storms, go screw your back row. This is the start of a horrible time the opponent's going to have.
Wow.
So that's 4 board wipes.
Who do you know that would play a back row deck, or who are you related to that would play a back row deck?
Oh, there's that. You see Runix running around. You see Trap Chicks running around. You see Marincess running around. You see all sorts of decks that just care
You
about
just
having
named
back row.
all of my decks. Okay, except for Runic. Yeah, I sold that. No thank you.
Moving on.
Anyway.
3 Dark Holes, because you pretty much don't want to have monsters if you can avoid it, and these don't hurt your Time Lords, so more board wipes.
Hey, board wipe dot deck dot kaiju dot. Okay, yep.
Card advantage is important, so Extravagance. In a deck where you care less about what cards you see and just that you see more cards, this is better than Prosperity, especially when you don't need the extra deck as much. Which is also going to get overhauled, but nah. Pretty much always go for draw 2 on that. Period maps. Search up your stuff. That's the gist of it. Cost half your life points, but most of the time they kind of can't get in.
So, explain what it searches, because this is kind of a newer card. I know it doesn't really see play too much anywhere.
You see, at the start of your main phase 1, add 1 monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand, but have your life points. After adding it to your hand, until the end of next turn until the next turn after this card was activated, you cannot activate the added monster's effects or the effects of cards with its name until you normal summon that monster or a card with its name. So, it can search up any of the 0 attack Time Lords or Time Maiden, but you're not going to use Time Maiden until the Cyberstorm comes out and we get that new spell that lets you normal summon twice. But this gets you the Time Lord you need when you need it, except for Sandan.
So, much needed consistency booster.
Right. Cost half your life points, but the only one that matters is the last one. Now, last but not least, I have 6 traps. This card, best card in the deck. Flips your Time Lord face down so it doesn't shuffle back. Sends anything that's unaffected to grave because it affects the player, not the monster, when it sends. Otherwise, it flips things face down, so even when you're open for an attack, you can prevent it. Just more board wipes, in essence.
Fantastic against your cash matchup, not against your branded matchup. And your Marincess. This destroys.
When you think about it, every Time Lord in play is a -1 because it's going to shuffle back. So this lets me trade the Time Lord for this, even at the worst. So I can keep the Time Lord and play 1 more turn. And the Time Lord is a much more oppressive board state on its own, if you can keep it, than one of these. Which is where it gets double effectiveness, in essence.
And can I guess what your last card is? Is it purple? And does it have like an explosion looking thing on it?
Yeah, and they're shiny. They're secret.
And they're oh, you actually got the rest of the secrets in.
I've had them for a while. But Torrential Tributes. Because never enough board wipes, and spell speed 2 board wipes are mint. Unlike that one. But
40 card main?
40 card main.
Alright. Which would you like to do first? Side or extra?
We can jump to extra since I already showed one thing. It's gonna get overhauled here soon, so the ratios are a little finicky because extra, but this, I got 1 because I thought it wouldn't summon it much until I realized it's a machine. Yeah, good old rank 10 machine. You can detach 1 from it and blow up a card the opponent controls and deal 1,000 to them, but it can't attack, which is fine. Just slap Levy on it and swing over with, directly for 6k, right? 3 Gustav Max to help close games where necessary. That one's not alert and it makes me sad, but that will be changed. It can swing for 3k if you have to. Burns for 2k. That's all that matters. 2 Doras. It should be 3. In a board state where, effectively, if you're stuck with the Jizukuru and a Time Lord, you don't want to just leave that board as it is. You want to overlay into something impactful, because as soon as that Time Lord goes away, you're stuck with Jizukuru. So, this thing can hold off a board for 2 extra turns while you push for more damage.
Damage.
Right? Plus, you can play a board wipe and chain it to the board wipe, and now you just have a 3200 beat stick that's open to attack.
Oh.
Since, you got plenty of board wipes to play. 2 levies. That's going to be one of them that goes to 3. It just pushes damage.
You gonna rarity bump them to the secrets?
Back when I got those, there were no secrets.
Yeah, and they were also much more expensive.
Might have to get 3 of those secrets. This card, spicy. More or less, you want to search up Metayon, swing into just Kiryu, and your Metayon opponent's life points in half, and if you're at full, this thing, it gains attack and defense, or gives all monsters you control attack and defense equal to the difference in your life points. So you summon another Kaiju, and you can swing for like 10,000 of the Jizz Kiryu. I've done it plenty of times. But sitting on it is annoying, because every time the opponent special summons after you broke their board with your million board wipes, or your Kaijus, or your bounces, your shuffles, now every time they special summon, they lose 600 life points. It's not a triggered ability, it's a continuous effect, so they can't even Ghost Ogre it if they have something like that.
Huh.
Which, if you have more life points, that means that it gets bigger. And then the next thing you summon next to it also gets bigger. So if you Time Maiden on your next turn to summon a 0 attack Time Lord, it gains that attack value. And only Sandaean is the only one that can't do battle damage to the opponent's life points, so keep that in mind. And then, last but not least, I've got 2 of these to step up into that, and then Zeus. But those are going to go for more copies of everything else.
I legit thought that was a Starlight for a second there. I'm like, when did you get that money?
I have that money.
No,
but
that's not.
Yeah, no, all of these are going to go away. This is more board wipes.
This is going to stay though, right?
More damage. I might bump up copies, get 2 more, but probably not. Most of the time I go into that and then it just does nothing. It doesn't have any inherent, it doesn't protect itself, and it doesn't put out extra damage, so it just kind of isn't worth it.
And which cards do you think you're going to get and change and replace with?
Oh, just more copies of these guys.
Oh, okay, so you're taking down and bumping up. Got it.
Yeah, I'm just going to have like 3 copies of each of these guys.
So essentially just numbers are changing, not the cards.
Yes, so that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 different monsters. We get to 5 of each of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on to the side.
On to the side, yes. 3 ashes. It's ash.
Gold.
Yep. It's the superior artwork too. 3 evenlies, because sometimes a lot of board wipes isn't enough.
Very powerful card this format.
Yep, so I believe if you... Yeah, your opponent banish cards from their field. So this also gets around unaffected monsters, if I remember right.
No.
No?
You banish cards, not the card.
You can make your opponent banish cards from their field.
Yeah.
So they control. So yeah, they banish the cards,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
monsters
Yeah.
getting banished by you.
Yeah.
So right by your card. Anyways, Imperm.
No. Oh.
Fair enough. Imperm, you can't chain block an Imperm. It can also hit 2 cards if need be. It's not a bad top deck, because a lot of the times you're going to be pushing a delayed board state, and having as many blowouts as possible is important, but when, everybody's going to have top deck lands, an Imperm can be pretty impactful. But for all the different matchups that care about the grave, there's 3D Fissures, 3 Macrocosmos.
Who hurt you?
Life.
There's gonna be 6 in here. I can feel it.
I was gonna make some funny joke, but I've seen your life, and nah, checks out.
So, if the opponent by the end of our match doesn't hate me as much as I hate me, I've not played Time Lords correctly.
So yeah. And are there any other decks you're planning on playing right now, or are we just sticking to Time Lords for a hot minute?
We're gonna stick to Time Lords for a hot minute, but when I get bored of that, I do have the entirety of True Draco built. And don't worry, feel free to dumpster me, but you don't have to, because I brought my own.
Draco.
You did put the second one.
Draco. Anyway, guys, this has been Ferg with Lesser Ferg. Draco players.
Come out and set out
Mhm.
next to you.
This has been a Time Lord Draco file. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Link to the Discord is down below.
I know I was gonna do
And
it.
I will
That's what
read the hate comments here later. Catch you guys later.
Bring them.
they were doing a video.
God, you're so angry.
They're doing a video.